Getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. This is KTXS News at 5.
Good evening. Thanks for watching KTXS News at 5. I'm Brenna Gibbons. A suspect is in custody tonight after leading law enforcement on a chase from Abilene area to Albany and then a manhunt. Residents in Albany were urged to shelter in place while Albany ISD went on lockdown at about 12:30 this afternoon. Sergeant Mark Couch with the Texas Department of Public Safety says the chase began in the Abilene area and shots were fired by a suspect at law enforcement. Spikes were used to stop the vehicle and the suspect took off on foot in Albany, where the search focused around the Goodnight Steakhouse on Highway 180. Several law enforcement agencies, dogs from the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and a DPS helicopter was used to help find the suspect. He was arrested just before 3 this afternoon.
I was horseback with the TDCJ dogs. Once we started track and the dogs started running that direction, we got radio communications that one of my Shackleford County deputies and the DPS trooper seen him and was able to take him into custody.
A Brownwood father has been indicted for allegedly killing his son-in-law back in October. Brownwood police said a woman called 911 around 8:15 a.m. stating that her father, Joe Gardner Kane, stabbed her husband, Tony Dwayne Roberts. The incident happened in the 2400 block of Avenue B. According to police, there was a family argument between the caller and her sisters when Roberts attempted to intervene. Kane allegedly confronted Roberts and stabbed him. Roberts later died from his injuries. Also in Brownwood, a man has been indicted by a Brownwood County grand jury for aggravated robbery. Back in December, the Brownwood Police Department said that a man wearing a dark clothing and a mask walked into the food plaza on 4th Street in Brownwood just before 1:30 a.m. and flashed a pistol before giving the clerk a written note demanding money. The employee handed over the money and the suspect fled on foot. Police identified 37-year-old David Wayne Hersha of Brownwood as the suspect and an arrest warrant was issued. Police found Hersha in a hotel room along with evidence from the robbery linking him to the crime. A San Angelo man is in custody after leading deputies on a high-speed chase. On Saturday, deputies from the Tom Green County Sheriff's Office attempted to pull over a black Cadillac. The driver of the Cadillac refused to pull over and a high-speed chase began north on US 67, reaching speeds over 100 miles per hour into Runnels County. During the pursuit, deputies say methamphetamine and a loaded AR-15 were thrown from the car. The Cadillac was abandoned in Rowena and the driver and the passenger took off on foot. Deputies identified the driver as 27-year-old Antonio Diaz. Diaz was taken into custody by the Runnels County Sheriff's Office a few hours later.
Well, we've had a cloudy, cool day as expected. The rain showers, I think, will wait until probably after midnight, so evening plans okay, just not going to warm up and not going to really cool down much. These clouds acting as a bit of a blanket. We are tracking some light little showers moving up out of Austin, and I think we'll begin to see some light showers moving up from the south, but again, more likely after midnight tonight. Temperatures, 55 in Eastland, 54 in Sweetwater. It's 54 right now in Abilene, 52 in San Angelo. We'll look for low temperatures tonight. Well, only getting down to around 50, maybe some upper 40s. So again, not much of a change. Highs tomorrow, we may jump into the lower 60s tomorrow afternoon. Then we're tracking a weak cold front that will scare up very good chances of rain and possible thunderstorms for tomorrow night. More about that coming up.
Across the nation, thousands of undocumented migrants have been arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement in recent days. As the White House celebrates the arrest, lawmakers are calling for some mayors in Democratic cities to answer for the policies they say interfere with the federal government's actions. Here's the latest from Christine Frizzell.
New York City, the latest target for the Immigration and Customs Enforcement crackdown, which has resulted in more than 4,000 arrests of undocumented migrants, including alleged members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, behind this apartment takeover in Aurora, Colorado. One of its ringleaders reportedly arrested in the Bronx. The new Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem accompanying ICE agents on their early morning raids.
We are getting the dirtbags off these streets.
New York City also targeted in another way. Its mayor, along with the mayors of Boston, Chicago, and Denver, asked to testify before the House Oversight Committee next month to answer for their city's sanctuary policies, which Chairman James Comer says hinder the ability of federal law enforcement officers to effectuate safe arrests and remove dangerous criminals from American communities.
Bringing a collaboration of state, local, federal authorities is the best way to attack any problem. And when I look at this, not having the Chicago Police Department working with the federal authorities to attack the worst of the worst, get these illegal migrants out of the community, it just defies all logic.
A common phrase from top border officials, the worst first, though the White House clarified that plenty of others will also be deported.
If you are an individual, a foreign national, who illegally enters the United States of America, you are, by definition, a criminal.
One of President Trump's new executive orders lays out potential consequences for so-called sanctuary jurisdictions, which seek to interfere with federal immigration enforcement, saying he will undertake any lawful actions to block those jurisdictions from receiving federal funds. In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzau.
In Georgia, the wife of a man arrested by ICE agents says they are waiting outside their church. Aaron Rodgers has a story.
Kania Calendra says she's been crying a lot.
Mal porque
I spoke with her Monday afternoon inside the church, which was the last place she saw her husband, Wilson Rogelio Velasquez Cruz.
cortó la llamada y en lo que se cortó la
She told me in Spanish she and her family were in church Sunday afternoon when her husband got a call. He didn't answer it, and then his immigration GPS ankle monitor started going off. She says he got scared because he always charges it. She told him to go outside to check it, and that's when ICE agents arrested him.
Cuando nosotros entramos aquí a este
She
país,
says she and her husband and their 3 children escaped violence in Honduras and asked for asylum at the U.S. border 2 years ago. And that's when they gave him the monitor. I called ICE and Customs and Border officials today. They say if someone has a monitor, it is for a reason, but they couldn't tell me what that might be, other than it's case by case.
nunca.
Calendra says her husband has never been in trouble and is a man of God. She's now worried because her husband was one with a 5-year work permit who supported the family. An immigration attorney says some people who immigrated recently seeking asylum are now targets for a new expedited removal policy from the government.
That's scary for a lot of people that entered that way because most of those people haven't been here for 2 years.
Pues todo está bien, pero si a él lo deportan, pues.
As for Calendra, she says she doesn't know if she and her kids will be deported too.
Coming up on KTXS News at 5.
A pause in federal funding for multiple programs around the country leads to confusion over who's getting money and who's not. I'm Matt Gelka in Washington, and I'll explain coming up.
Getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. You're watching KTXS News at 5 with Will Jensen and your storm alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mark Rowland.
Welcome back. Google Maps will change the names of the Gulf of Mexico and Denali on its website and app to reflect President Trump's executive order last week. The president ordered for the Gulf of Mexico to be renamed the Gulf of America on official maps and federal communications, and Denali Mountain in Alaska will be renamed Mount McKinley as the U.S. government recognized it before then-President Obama changed it to Denali in 2015. As of today, Google Maps still has the locations listed under their old names. Across the nation, an order from the president to pause federal aid and grants to programs around the country sparked mass confusion from a variety of programs relying on the money. A federal judge has since blocked that order just moments ago. National correspondent Matt Galka has a closer look.
A Monday night memo from the Office of Management and Budget called for a blanket temporary pause to federal grant and loan programs starting Tuesday evening. The memo reading in part, the use of federal resources to advance Marxist equity, transgenderism, and Green New Deal social engineering policies is a waste of taxpayer dollars that does not improve the day-to-day lives of those we serve. It led to confusion among organizations and anger from Democrats.
In an instant, Donald Trump has shut off billions, perhaps trillions of dollars that directly support states, cities, towns, schools, hospitals, small businesses, and most of all, American families.
Social Security and Medicare were excluded from the pause, along with programs providing direct payments. An update Tuesday from OMB gave more specifics, reading in part, funds for small businesses, farmers, Pell Grants, Head Start, rental assistance, and other similar programs will not be paused. SNAP benefits were also excluded.
What does this pause mean? It means no more funding for illegal DEI programs. It means no more funding for the Green New scam.
Congress determines how taxpayer money is spent, and multiple organizations rely on it to operate. Some Republicans back the move as standard for a new administration.
I suspect what's happening is something most Republicans would be supportive of. Again, a lot of these programs are not things that we agreed with, that we voted for originally.
While Democrats questioned the legality of pausing promised money.
No one voted to wake up this morning and wonder whether their child would get the care they need, wondered whether or not their parents would be kicked out of a nursing home.
A coalition of nonprofits and health groups have already filed a lawsuit looking to stop the temporary pause, saying even a slight delay in funding could have devastating impacts. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelka.
Now we're going to take a look at the weather. Mark, how's it looking out there?
Well, cloudy. You know, it's been a cloudy, cool day all day, but we've avoided raindrops today. I think we'll keep it that way this evening, but you might be having some raindrops on your way to work and school tomorrow morning. More about that coming up.
Texas, getting the facts right.
Welcome back. Abilene Regional Airport has proposed a $70 million airport terminal expansion and improvement concept. This will be a three-phase project, with the first phase costing $20 million towards expansion of the boarding area. They say the building was originally built in 1968 and was in need of significant improvements and expansion of targeted areas. They say the vision is to create a new terminal out of the existing one that will make an impact on those using it. Happening today, the Abilene Composite Squadron is hosting an open house from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It's taking place at its headquarters at 4400 Buffalo Gap Road. If you're interested in this aviation, this is a chance to learn more about Civil Air Patrol and what it offers. In Civil Air Patrol, trainees focus on emergency services, aerospace education, safety, leadership, and fitness. Ages 12 to 18 can take part. They say it's a great start for future astronauts, pilots, engineers, and scientists.
From the Taylor Telecom Weather Center, your Storm Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mark Rowlett.
Good afternoon, everyone. We've got cloudy skies, and those are not going away. And before sunrise, they may actually drop some little light showers upon our heads. But right now, I think we're looking at dry weather for your evening plans. Tracking some sprinkles moving up out of Austin, and we're looking at some light showers developing to our south and kind of spreading north. This is being driven by an upper level low out to the west. It's pulling up moisture over this shallow, cool air that we have in place. And as the heart of this swirl gets into our area late tomorrow night, it may scare up some thunderstorms. And so I have to watch out for that possibility tomorrow evening. We're good for tonight, good for the day tomorrow, but tomorrow evening, possibly some thunderstorms in our area. And we do have a marginal risk of strong thunderstorms. That's the lowest of the 5 categories. Nevertheless, it covers much of our area, and our main concerns would be stronger storms might produce some hail and very heavy rainfall, and especially that heavy rainfall threat, I think, looks to be in our eastern areas and more over there into central Texas for tomorrow evening into early on Thursday morning. This evening, it's just cloudy and 53 at 7 o'clock, cloudy 51. Could see some light showers at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Temperatures might dip into the upper 40s. Not much temperature change for tonight with all these clouds overhead. Weather forecast model, lots of light showers around. Hope your windshield wipers are A-OK on your vehicle, and those showers continue for tomorrow afternoon. As the Pacific cold front moves in tomorrow evening, it begins to scare up some thunderstorms, especially here around and east of Abilene. We stop this at 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and those stronger thunderstorms might produce some hail. And then you see they really kind of get going here as we get into 1 a.m. on Thursday morning. But again, a lot of that heavy stuff is already up here to the north of the Metroplex and in our far southeastern areas at 1 a.m. Thursday. By 7 a.m., Any stormy weather is off to the east, and we're looking at clearing skies from west to east in the morning, and it's a nice sunny day. And with west winds, we'll jump into the 60s. Here's kind of the upper level low, and that brings some clouds and sprinkles up to our north for Thursday night. Here we are Friday morning, a little bit of a north wind, so a slight cool down for Friday. Then we really warm it up for the weekend. Nothing terribly cold to point out to you except in New England this evening, and we are looking at our temperatures mostly in the 50s and around our area, 54 in Sweetwater, 54 in Abilene, southeast winds at 9. Lows tonight around 50 with showers towards sunrise. A showery day tomorrow with a high near 60. Thunderstorms tomorrow night, then it's dry, and look at those warm temperatures this weekend.
Thank you, Mark. The Valentine Post Office unveiled the 2025 Valentine's Day postmark. For 35 years, the annual Valentine's Day postmark has been selected from an art contest among students of the Valentine Independent School District. This year's winner is a 7th grader who drew a landscape with a campfire because she said that growing up, her grandfather would always have a campfire going during family outdoor events. Next on KTXS News at 5.
There's new information related to the devastating Eaton fire. I'm Jacqueline Lee. We'll have more coming up.
Welcome back. Surveillance video might provide a new clue into how one of the deadly wildfires began in Los Angeles earlier this month. At least 17 people died in the Eaton fires, and some residents now taking legal action against the power company. Jacqueline Lee has more.
With thousands of people displaced in Altadena, California after the devastating Eaton fire, a lawsuit filed against the power company, SoCal Edison, points out alarming surveillance video that attorneys argue shows how the fire started. In this gas station surveillance footage, attorneys for residents who are suing argue this flash is when the power line sparked the flames. This other clip shows the fire spreading rapidly in the mountainside within 10 minutes.
This equipment, we believe, it shows the arcing and a fire blazing just minutes afterward.
Hey babe, I need you to come out here right now. We have a very big problem.
What?
This ring video shows residents Jeffrey and Cheryl Koo becoming alarmed at a fire sparking at the base of a transmission tower at 6:11 p.m. It appears to match the timeline from other eyewitnesses in the area. The couple speaking with ABC's Matt Gutman.
At that time, when we saw it, it was just at the base of the tower.
Outside court on Monday, SoCal Edison denying the claim that power lines at the transmission tower were faulty.
We did not find any faults on lines. What we did is a deeper dive, and we found some distant lines that did have some faults, but they don't serve the canyon.
SoCal Edison tells ABC News they saw the video after the New York Times provided it and said it is evaluating it as part of an ongoing investigation. A judge ordering the company cannot alter or change any of its equipment inside the Eaton fire zone for at least 3 weeks.
The LA Medical Examiner's Office reporting another fire-related death related to the Palisades fire, bringing the total number of deaths between the two fires to 29. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, it's cloudy and cool for your evening plans, but get ready for the umbrella being used tomorrow. More about that coming up.
Welcome back. It's sure been real cloudy out there. Should we be expecting rain anytime soon?
Well, I think by tomorrow morning we are expecting some light showers, but it's going to stay kind of like it is now for the rest of the evening. Our live tower cam, yeah, it shows you those clouds that have been persistent as we expected, and yep, there aren't any breaks coming our way, but we are expecting a chance of some light rain showers developing after midnight. Current temperatures low to mid 50s, and it's not going to drop much tonight. Upper 40s to around 50. Highs tomorrow may get up to around 60. Then we're looking at a pretty good chance of showers and thunderstorms in our region for tomorrow night. Then it clears out, and look forward to 70s this weekend. If your car is as dirty as mine, maybe that's an opportunity to wash your car this weekend.
Thanks for joining us on KTXS News at 5. We hope you'll join us for KTXS News at 6. World News Tonight with David Muir is next.